Wait, don't skip this. Because this message isn't random, and it isn't just another reading. There's a reason you're here. And there's a reason this energy feels loud. Someone is thinking about you so much. It's starting to affect their daily life. I'm not talking about a simple, I miss them type of thought. I mean, you interrupt their routine. You appear in their mind when they're driving and suddenly they forget where they were going for a second. You show up when they're cooking and they pause with a spoon in their hand because they drifted into a memory. You show up when they're trying to sleep and their brain keeps replaying your face, your voice, your energy, the way you look at them. Like it's on loop. They don't even realize how much mental space you take up until somebody speaks to them, and they snap back and realize, wow, I was thinking about them again. It's constant. And the thing is, they're not doing it on purpose. You're not just on their mind. You're in their system. They've tried to distract themselves. They've tried to act normal. They've tried to tell themselves they're fine. They're not. They tell themselves they're not falling. But they already fell. They keep telling themselves it's not serious. But their emotions don't match what they pretend. They keep telling themselves, I can control this. But your energy keeps breaking through. And this person is tired of distance. Maybe it's physical distance. Maybe it's emotional distance. Maybe it's that gap between you two where feelings exist, but nobody is fully saying it. Either way, they're sick of it. They're tired of almost. They're tired of holding back. They're tired of missing you quietly. There's a part of them that wants to pull you close, immediately. Not just to talk. Not just to flirt. Not just to check in. They want you in their life. In their arms. In their space. And their day-to-day. And here's something that might sound funny. But it's real. Their friends are tired of hearing about you. Because your name comes up a lot. It comes up like a habit. Like a chant. Like they don't even realize they're doing it. And people around them are like, okay, we get it. You want them. Then go do something about it. Some of them even joke like, at this point, just marry them. Just stop playing and go claim what you want. They laugh it off. But inside, that idea has crossed their mind. Because the truth is, it stopped being just physical a long time ago. Yes, desire is there. Strong desire. Random moments. Inconvenient moments. When they're trying to focus. When they're around other people. When they're trying to sleep. They'll be doing something completely normal and suddenly you flash into their mind without warning. But listen closely. It's not only about wanting your body. It's deeper than that. It's about wanting to merge with you. Blend with you. Be close to you in a way that feels safe, permanent, and real. They don't just want access. They want connection. They want the version of you that's soft. They want the version of you that's mysterious. They want the version of you that's calm. They want the version of you that's intense. They want your laugh. They want your presence. They want your attention. They want your loyalty. And what's driving them crazy is, you're hard to replace. Because you have something most people don't have. You have this mix of peace and danger. Not danger in a toxic way. Danger in a powerful way. Like you don't beg. You don't chase. You don't perform. You don't try too hard. You just are. You move like you know your worth. You carry yourself like you already understand your value. And that kind of energy is rare. It makes people feel things they can't explain. To them, you feel like a wave. A wave they can't resist. They dream of holding you. They dream of waking up next to you. They dream of being the one who gets to see you in your normal moments. The moments nobody else gets. And yes, sometimes their thoughts go into the intense side too. Sometimes they imagine you in a way that is passionate and private. Sometimes it's sweet. Sometimes it's wild. Sometimes it's just the idea of you close to them, breathing near them, looking at them a certain way. But again, under it all, they're thinking serious. They've imagined, what if I actually make this real? They've imagined, what if I choose them properly? They've imagined, what if I don't let this slip away? Because this person doesn't see you as just an option. They see you as a prize. As a goal. As the one they would feel proud to stand beside. And that's why jealousy is showing up. They're watching from a distance. They're checking your socials. They're wondering who you talk to. Who makes you smile. Who has access to you. Who is close to you. And when they see attention on you, it triggers something in them. A little twist in the chest. They hate it, but it shows how deep it is. Because they don't just want you to like them. They want to be the one you choose. Now, here's the truth. This person is intimidated by you. Not because you're too much, but because you're real. You can sense energy. You can feel intention. You can see through masks. They know they can't play games with you. They know you'll feel it if they're fake. They know you'll feel it if they're inconsistent. They know you'll feel it if they're lying to themselves. So they hesitate. Not because they don't want you, but because they don't want to mess up their one chance. They overthink every move. Should I call? Should I text? Should I wait? Should I show up? Should I say it? Should I keep it hidden? Because if they come forward, it's real. And real means vulnerable. Real means risk. Real means you could say no. And that's the fear. But at the same time, they can't stay silent forever. Because there's a war inside them. Pride versus passion. Ego versus truth. Control versus desire. One side wants to act unbothered. The other side wants to confess everything and finally stop pretending. They want to tell you, I've been holding this in for too long. I don't know how to act normal anymore. I want you in my life for real. But they're watching first. Testing. Trying to see if you feel it too. And you might. Because I feel that when they come near you, whether physically, emotionally, even energetically, you react. You might resist it. You might try to act normal. But your body knows. You'll feel a rush. A warmth. A pull. A sudden awareness. And you'll be like, why do I feel like this right now? That's the connection. It runs beyond logic. This doesn't feel like a random attraction. It feels like recognition. Like your souls have crossed paths before. Like you keep finding each other. And that's why it doesn't fade. They told themselves time would fix it. They told themselves distance would weaken it. They told themselves they'd eventually fall for someone else. But they didn't. Because loving you comes naturally to them. Waiting for you feels like it's meant. And the dreams. Those dreams keep repeating. They may dream of you often. Quiet scenes. You smiling. You reaching out. You being close. You looking at them like you already know. They wake up with your energy still on them. Sometimes they swear it's just a dream. But then it happens again. And again. And when something repeats like that, it's not a coincidence. It can be energetic communication. Your subconscious reaching for them. Their subconscious reaching for you. Your soul's trying to connect in the quiet places where the mind isn't blocking it. That's why some mornings you might wake up feeling warm, comforted, almost touched emotionally. That you don't know why. You might forget the dream. You might forget the details. But the feeling stays. Because the energy stays. And this is where the mirror effect comes in. This connection is bringing things to the surface for both of you. For them, fear of vulnerability, fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough, fear of losing control. For you, maybe trust, maybe surrender, maybe the fear of getting hurt again, maybe the fear of choosing wrong. But the truth is, you awaken each other. This connection makes them want to grow up, to show up, to become consistent, to become better. Because they know you're not the type to settle. They can feel your standards without you even speaking them. And spiritually, this is the kind of connection that shifts people. It shows you what real chemistry feels like. Not just the body, but the mind aligning, the heart aligning, the soul aligning. When all three align, everything feels different. You don't have to force it. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to beg for it. It just pulls. And here's a key message for you. If you've ever been in something where the touch felt empty, where the connection felt off, where your mind tried to make it work but your soul felt distant, that's your soul telling you it wasn't aligned. Sometimes the mind clings to comfort. Sometimes the heart clings to history. But the soul knows. And with this person, your soul recognizes something. That's why it hits differently. That's why it doesn't fade. That's why even silence doesn't end it. Because this is bigger than a simple crush. This is a person who is preparing to offer you something real. Not just hanging out. Not just talking. Not just vibes. A real relationship. The type where you both have to accept each other fully. Good and bad, likes and dislikes, moods and imperfections. They're realizing what it takes. And they're deciding if they're ready to step into it. But one thing is clear. They already know what they want. And what they want is you. So the only question now is, when they finally stop watching and start acting, will you be ready to let them in? This is what true soul alignment feels like. It's not just attraction. It's not just flirting or surface level chemistry. It's something you feel in your body and your heart at the same time. It's hard to explain because it's not just words, it's an experience. When you're aligned with someone on that level, it feels electric, but also emotional. Right now, the connection between you and this person is strong. The chemistry is already there. It's intense. It's powerful. But both of you are still wearing masks in some way, protecting yourselves, holding back, pretending you're not feeling as much as you actually are. To fully reach each other, those masks have to drop. And you need to hear this clearly. You are not too much. You are deep. You are intense. You feel things fully. That is not a weakness. It's your strength. The right person will not run from your depth. They will meet you there. You don't have to shrink yourself to be loved. You don't have to dim your personality. You don't have to lower your standards. If someone is meant for you, they will rise to meet your energy. This person is learning that right now. They're realizing that what they feel for you isn't casual. At first, they may have tried to label it as something light or temporary. But once desire mixed with real emotion, everything changed. You might start noticing little signs, repeating numbers, songs that suddenly feel personal, dreams that replay old moments. It's like everything keeps reminding you of this bond. Not because the connection is meaningful. It's not random. They are scared, though. Not of you, but of losing control. You reflect their true feelings back to them. You make them face what they really want. And that can feel overwhelming. But something is shifting. Within the next couple of weeks, there's movement. Communication is likely. It may not be dramatic. Maybe just a small message, a simple reply, something that seems casual. But it opens the door to honesty. During this time, stay grounded. Don't chase. Your calm energy already speaks volumes. Let them come forward. They'll open up slowly, piece by piece, testing the waters, hoping you won't reject what they finally admit. There's strong commitment energy around you. For some of you, this can turn into something serious once truth enters the connection. For others, this may be the final lesson before someone even better walks in. Either way, you are leveling up. You are no longer attracted to half effort. You want real presence, real consistency, real chemistry. And that's exactly what your energy is calling in. When this person shows up, remember, you hold the power. You don't change yourself to fit their standards. They meet yours. Just be yourself. Let things unfold naturally. Something is already happening behind the scenes. You don't have to force anything. They may see you as temptation at first, but you are more than that. You are a mirror. You reflect truth. And that's why they can't ignore you. If they step up, it becomes beautiful. If they step back, you still win. Because you are walking in your full energy now, magnetic, confident, and clear about what you deserve. And yes, they are thinking about you in a way that consumes them. It may start as physical desire, but it doesn't stay there. It becomes emotional. It becomes deeper. It becomes about connection, not just attraction. Stay grounded. Stay confident. You are never too much. You are simply meant for something real. This person doesn't just think about you occasionally. You live in their mind more than you realize. And it's not only at convenient times. It happens when they're trying to focus, when they're trying to sleep, when they're around other people pretending to be present. You interrupt their thoughts without warning. But this isn't just surface-level attraction. At first, they tried to treat it that way. They told themselves it was just physical, just chemistry, just something casual they could handle, something they could experience without getting emotionally involved. That didn't work, because the moment desire mixed with emotion, everything shifted. What started as physical curiosity turned into emotional attachment. And now, when they think about you, it's not just about your body. It's about your presence. It's your voice replaying in their head. It's your eyes. It's the way you react. It's the way you don't give everything away. It's the way you hold back just enough to keep mystery alive. That restraint drives them crazy. You awaken something instinctual in them. Not aggressive, not reckless, but primal in the sense that it feels natural and deep. They feel protective over you, slightly possessive, activated in a way they can't fully explain. When they imagine being close to you, it's not rushed. It's slow, intentional. It's about tension building. It's about eye contact. It's about that quiet moment before something happens. They imagine testing the chemistry, watching how you respond, feeling whether you soften or challenge them back. And you challenge them. That's what makes this powerful. They've felt attraction before. They've had options before. But you don't feel like anyone else. Your energy doesn't chase. You're not begging for attention. You're not performing for validation. There's a calm confidence around you. And because you don't give access easily, they want to earn it. Now let's talk about their fantasies. Yes, they have bold thoughts about you. Thoughts that would make you blush. But those thoughts aren't empty. They aren't random hookups in their imagination. They imagine privacy, closed doors, silence, heavy eye contact, the tension before touch, the anticipation. For them, anticipation is everything. Because anticipation is where control slips. And losing control both excites and scares them at the same time. They like feeling powerful and composed, but you make them feel slightly unsteady. And that unsteadiness, it's addictive. They don't just want physical closeness. They want emotional intimacy. They imagine you trusting them, choosing them, opening up to them in a way you don't with others. They don't only want your body. They want your vulnerability. They want exclusivity. The thought of someone else touching you unsettles them immediately. It irritates them. It sparks jealousy. Not because they want to control you, but because they crave being the only one who has access to your softer side. It's a fantasy of exclusivity, of having you all to themselves. No competition, no outside influence, just uninterrupted access to your energy. On the outside, they may look calm, mature, controlled, maybe even detached. They carry pride. They don't like looking desperate. They don't like appearing weak. They don't want anyone to know how deeply you affect them. But internally, they are battling their own impulses. You hit differently. They don't fully understand why. They've been attracted before. They've desired people before. But you create fixation. You create depth. Because your energy feels rare. It feels earned. It feels meaningful. And here's something even deeper. This connection may be showing up in their subconscious. In dreams. They may wake up feeling like they were just with you. Like it felt real. Like the emotions linger even after they open their eyes. That's when attraction moves beyond the physical. When someone starts dreaming about you, thinking about you in quiet moments, imagining conversations, imagining closeness, it means you've entered their inner world. This isn't random desire. This is desire wrapped in emotion. Emotion wrapped in curiosity. Curiosity wrapped in attachment. And whether they admit it or not, you have become more than just someone they find attractive. You have become someone they crave physically, emotionally, and mentally. And that's why this feels so intense. There's a feeling here that hasn't faded, and that's important. Sometimes it shows up in simple ways. Quiet dreams. Just being close. Skin near skin. Calm breathing. No words. Just presence. And somehow that kind of closeness feels heavier, deeper, more intimate than anything loud or dramatic. Other times, yes. The thoughts are more intense. More physical. They imagine being fully with you. Passionately. But here's what makes this different. When something is only physical, it burns fast and dies fast. You've seen that before. You know the pattern. Strong heat. Then silence. This hasn't gone silent. It's grown. They do think about your body. That attraction is real. But it doesn't stop there. They also think about your future. They imagine touching you. Then protecting you. They picture intimacy. Then building something stable with you. That's not casual energy. That's emotional progression. They may not have said everything out loud yet, but their behavior is slowly revealing it. You might notice more eye contact. A softer, protective tone. Subtle closeness. Small questions about where you see your life going. Little emotional tests to see how much you care. This is shifting from attraction to investment. And you felt it. That magnetic tension. That unspoken heat between you both. If you've been sensing it, it's mutual. But here's the key. You control the pace. You decide when doors open. Your restraint. Your calm confidence. Your ability to not rush. That's what keeps them thinking about you even more. The path ahead feels steady, not rushed. Baby steps. Slow romance. Something that grows layer by layer. There may be twists, but the intention underneath is stability. This person isn't just chasing a moment. They want something solid. Something they can celebrate. Something real. This connection isn't fading. It's deepening.